We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This evening, we're going to be talking about the journey to financial freedom. So make sure you stick around until the end. It's going to be exciting. I have somebody who's going to be joining me, Charlene, the money coach. I'm connecting with her right now on Instagram. Hi. So she's here. She's here. She's here. So we're going to be connecting on Instagram. So here's the thing. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, I'm live with Charlene on IG. So go over to my Instagram profile at Hello Boss Teacher, and you can join the actual conversation there. But here's the thing. I'm still gonna be me, but if you're not on Instagram, you're gonna be seeing my pretty face, my red lipstick, and my new hairdo. All right, so you have to come over to IG to get the full conversation. But don't worry, you won't be left out. You'll still be able to hear her and make sure that everything is set up. Hello, Lati. Hello, Shadeen. Welcome. All right, awesome. So people are popping in. Drop in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. Are you from Jamaica, from Grand Cayman? Are you from any of the lesser Cayman Islands? Are you from Faring? And Faring for Jamaicans is US, UK, and Canada. All right? I don't know what we call any other country. Oh my goodness. All right, awesome. People are popping in. Hey, Shad's waving. All right, good. Let's see. Hi, Facebook. I see you. Just let me know where you're watching from. That's awesome. All right, fabulous. Welcome, Charlene. Let me see if I can hear you. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Guys on Facebook, can you hear her?
Hope so.
I hope so too.
Hi, Karen.
Karen from Barbados. Shadeen is from Faring. Okay, Shadeen. All right now. You tuning in from Faring. Which one of the Faring are you in? Oh, US. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. All right. A couple more seconds and we are going to start the conversation. Tonight is going to be very candid. I'm going to fasten Charlene's business. I mean, Charlene and I have had this conversation before, but I know some of you are yet to hear it and it's powerful. So we're going to be diving into it again tonight, just for your privilege. Hello, Anton Strong. I hope I pronounced that right. All right, awesome. All right, so listen, we're gonna go. Hi, Lati. Well, all right. So this evening, for this evening's live, we are gonna be talking all about financial freedom, right? But before I jump into that, I want to remind you of what's happening at the end of this month. If you haven't heard already, I don't know, maybe the rock you're under is too big, covering up both of your ears. But it's P3 Summit. It's a free virtual summit that's going to help you to identify your passions, figure out what you can use your expertise, your talents, and skills to do, how you can monetize those, and to discover your life purpose. Now, Charlene is one of our expert speakers for P3 Summit that's coming up at the end of this month. And her topic is all about building wealth. Like, whew, we've had that conversation and it's powerful. You don't want to miss it. So we're giving you a little prips tonight, a little prips into who she is, what qualifies her to be a speaker, although I don't think that's necessary because she's the bomb. But nevertheless, we are going to be diving into all of that. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. Crystal says she loves you. Okay? She loves you, Charlene. Crystal is on Facebook. Crystal, we're over on IG, so you can only see my face right here. So yes, Charlene is one of our main speakers for the P3 Summit. So if you haven't registered as yet, please make sure you go to p3summit.net. I should probably put that in the chat. Let me just put it down and tag it. Completely forgot to do that. So it's p3summit.net. And you click on that. Why am I not able to? Okay, here we go. We're pinning that. All right, so p3summit.net, and you can register instantly. All right. So Charlene, how long have you and I known each other? Like, officially, this is probably going to be 1 year. Yeah.
A little over a year.
Yeah, it's a little over a year. And Charlene has come a long way in the past 365 days, but I'll definitely let you tell her about it. Right, so I'm gonna give you a brief, like 2 sentences. Who is Charlene? She's an accountant by profession. She's been doing that for what, 20 years now? Almost 20 years. And the thing that, one of the major things that got her to this point is how she was able to pay off a significant amount of debt. To be exact, over 22,000 US dollars in less than 2 years. So you want to stick around and hear how she was able to transition from just being completely in debt to being financially free. So Charlene, over the next 25 minutes or so, just take us from the point of when did you realize that you had a problem? Like, what was going on in your life when you realized, okay, I'm in debt and I need to fix this. I need to fix this.
It was actually a build-up. I landed a decent job right after college, and I would always budget, right? And religiously write it down on paper. That's one reason why I'm very good at budgets, because I've been doing it for my entire working life. But for some reason, I would always be broke. I would get paid, save, and I put that in quotation marks, save money. 2 weeks later, I would go into the savings and withdraw the money. That still wouldn't be enough. I would then have to rely on my credit card to get the money. I eventually, and the problem persisted in earning even better income. And I still had the same problem. Budgeting, saving, withdrawing the savings, credit card, broke, depressed, frustrated. And I remember one day I said, God, this cannot be life. Something is clearly wrong. Because here I was as a professional accountant, taking care of my clients' finances, and my own finances were a hot mess. And it left me with guilt, with shame, and with this feeling that I was a fraud. And I went to God about it. By that time, my relationship, I realized that God was real, as you and I are talking. And I realized that I could go to him about anything. And I said, God, this cannot be life. I'm always broke. And I'm always frustrated. I'm having sleepless nights. I'm having anxiety. And I remember for a couple of months, I missed paying my tithes. And I didn't realize it until the 3rd month. That for me was a no-no. Because I grew up with the principle of giving God his portion and spending the rest. And here I was cheating God and not even realizing it. So when I had that come to Jesus moment, when I could not take it anymore, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, I started researching, right? Because there is one thing to realize the problem, there is one thing to put faith into action, but we have to get up and do the work. So I started researching. And I started digging into how could I get rid of this debt? How could I start feeling peace of mind? Because that is what it was all about for me, peace of mind. And I realized that even though I was budgeting, the budget was foolishness, to be frank. It was not realistic. It was just numbers on a paper. and it made no sense. So I started off very simply by getting a notebook. I remember going to the grocery store, getting a notebook, and just started writing down every dollar that I was spending. And it was very obvious the reason why I was broke. I was spending more than I was bringing in, which led to debt. So I would spend more, my credit card debt, and then of course I would be broke. So after I started tracking the spending and realized where the money was going, I decided that okay, we're gonna rein it in. We're gonna start spending less. We're gonna reduce the food. We're gonna reduce going to the Home Depot store and buying crap that I would end up throwing out 6 months, 9 months later. I would start going shopping because I realized that it was within my power to take back control of my finances, and I got to work. It was not easy. I'm not going to lie and say it was a walk in the park. It took some discipline. It took focus, but I became hyper-focused on the goal of being debt-free. I would want to say I became too focused because I started getting too obsessive over it, but that's a conversation for another time. But I became hyper-focused on paying off that debt. When I realized that by cutting my spending, it wasn't moving the needle that much, I went to a bank and I refinanced my credit card. I got a loan at a low interest rate, walked to the next bank, I said, here's the money, pay off the credit card, done with it. That still wasn't enough for me. So I looked at my largest expense, which at the time was my rent, and I decided to move to a cheaper apartment. So I did that. I moved out of the town, moved to somewhere which I hated. I'm going to be frank with you. And I did it for 13 months, but I did it in order to save money so that I could have the extra income to throw at my debt. So it was a combination of all those factors, reducing my spending, refinancing the credit card, moving to a cheaper apartment, and all of that combined along with consistency and dedication led me to being debt-free within about 50 months.
Boy, I'm here just typing and taking down notes because I know there is more that people want to hear. Somebody's asking for Charlene. Find her at Charlene Money Coach on Instagram. Let me just add that so you guys can. Let me pull it up. Those people on this side are looking for you, Charlene. So I'm gonna put her handle inside of here. So you can find her at Charlene Money Coach on Instagram. All right, so that is on the screen. If you're on Instagram, just click on her handle once we're done here. But a couple questions though, Charlene, because I know that's an amazing story. And as you said, it's quite the extreme. But there are a couple of things that struck out for me. And there's one thing I didn't know before. We're going to have to talk about that. There's one piece of information that is very new. All right, so the first thing was, no man, we'll get there. So the first thing I made note of was that you were spending more than you were bringing in. And for all those years, you didn't even realize that was happening. And it just dawned on me that there are so many of us who are doing the exact same thing. And drop a heart right now and just confess. Let's do your confession right now. You know you're spending more than what you're earning. Let me tell you, I used to work in an HR department and we took care of accounts. I was HR, but accounts, this was right in front of me. And I would watch these individuals who are getting 3-4 times my salary every single month. Every now and again, they would take out a loan and then they would go in so much debt trying to pay back this loan, and then another few months I take out another one, I get in more debt, and and I'm thinking to myself, but these people are earning 3 times my salary. Why is it that they can't keep it together? But it's just one of those things that you don't realize until you start taking stock or taking account of your money. And then you also said you got a better job with more money, but the problem still existed. Like, how is it that we process that? Like, I don't know what goes through our mind. Like, I've been there, so I know what it feels like. But you, as the expert, what are we thinking about? Why is it that if we get an extra $20,000 on our salary, why we can't cut debt down. Like, it makes sense, but we're not doing it. Why?
Two things, because you don't know where your money is going, right? So it might be that you were in your scenario, if you get $20,000 extra, it might be that you were spending $30,000 more than your salary that you were earning before, right? So you're getting $20,000 more to solve the problem because you're still spending way more than you're bringing in. The second thing is this thing called lifestyle inflation. Whenever we get a bump in our salary, or when we get more clients from our side hustle, or we automatically think, oh, I deserve this, so I am going to buy X. I'm going to upgrade phone. I'm going to buy a new handbag. I'm going to move to a nicer apartment. I'm going to buy a nicer car, and those things come with additional costs, right? So what that means is now, instead of spending $15,000 out of the 20, you're probably spending $50,000 more out of the 20. So the cycle still continues. It will never stop until it takes up exactly where your money is going. There is a saying that the way how you manage $1,000 is the same way you manage $100,000. It's the same principle. Money, the principles of money are basic. People think they're complicated, but they are very basic. Spend less than you earn, invest the rest.
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true, Charlene. Let me see. I see a question here. Hi, Naturally on a Budget. All right. If you're not hearing so well, please jump on over to Instagram at Hello Boss Teacher or at Charlene Money Coach. It's on your page. Yeah, it should be there, right? And watch the live on either of our platforms, right? Yeah. So just jump over to Instagram and join us here. All right. The next thing you mentioned about refinancing, but this is one of the things that I've never known about you before, that you moved to a cheaper apartment in order to capture that extra money so you can put it towards paying off the debt. Like, anybody ever think about that? Seriously. And this is you know why that part struck me so much, Charlene? Because it happened to me too. It happened to me. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Here's the thing. Before I moved to where I am now, the last place I lived before I owned my home was literally at the edge of a ghetto. It was literally at the edge of a ghetto. And it was the better part of the ghetto, might I add. But like a couple feet away, there was a wall. And if you dare pass that wall, that is the deep ghetto. And I can tell you, for real, I didn't enjoy living there. And I remember saying to my husband a couple times, I cannot raise my kids in this place. I can't do it. It's driving me crazy. And there are some nights you would hear gunshots very close by. There were times the neighbors were fighting. More times than not, the neighbors were fighting with each other within the household. All kind of things. And it was not a pleasant environment to be in. Why did we stay there? Because we had a goal in mind. I wanted to live uptown in a nice apartment. I'm not lying to you. I wanted to do it. Could we afford it? Yes. But the money that we would have been paying for that $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a two-bedroom apartment uptown went towards purchasing my own home. And Charlene has a similar story. Instead of paying for the nice apartment, she went to live in a pop-down place and used that money to pay off her debt. How many of us are willing to make that sacrifice for financial freedom? Talk truth. Serious things I'm talking about right now. Because some of us, go on, you go. Go ahead, darling. Go ahead.
I think I have a post coming on tomorrow actually that says many times we focus on what we have to give up instead of what we have to give. Sacrifices have to be made along our journeys, but are they permanent? Most times they're not, right? If you have a goal, look at what you can achieve within the short term to achieve that goal and go after it. Then afterwards, after achieving that goal, you can go after what you want, right? So in your case, after you save money to buy a house, then you move. For me, after I paid off the debt, I moved back somewhere nicer. But I was focused on accomplishing that goal, and I knew that it would pay off. It would not be permanent. It's something temporary. I always tell my clients, you can do hard things, right? You can do hard things. It might feel sucky, might feel uncomfortable in the moment, but you can do it.
Exactly. Now listen, Charlene, every time I talk to you, it's like I feel deeper and deeper connected. Guys, if you are enjoying this conversation right now, you have to, absolutely have to come to P3 Summit. There is more. And not just about her own story, but about practical principles, practical things, strategies that you can apply to your life in that moment so you can start seeing change in your finances. And as she rightfully said, you can do hard things. It doesn't have to be permanent. Look at what you're going to be gaining in the future. So it means that if you have to move to a cheaper place, if it means you have to sell that nice car that you have, if it means you have to take the bus for a while, if it means to have to give up to your gold chain, and when you take it to the pawn shop or something like that, whatever it is that you have to sacrifice, look at the long term and see how it will benefit you. Because if you keep the apartment, you keep the gold chain, you keep the car, you're going to be poor for longer than you're going to be rich. And you may never reach financial freedom with that sort of mindset. So let me end on this one, Charlene. And I'm sorry I didn't start with it, but it's one of those things that I've come to realize that it's so powerful in any kind of change, whether it be in your finances or any other area of your life. What sort of mindset shift did you have to make within the past few years in order to really get to this place where you're experiencing financial freedom?
I had to realize that I was not counted out of the number that I could. There is this fallacy that financial freedom is for a certain class of people or for a certain type of people. But when I realized the principles of money are the same, whether you're black, white, whether you're rich, you're poor, it's just a matter of knowing what they are and applying them, the playing field shifted for me. And I realized that if I was consistent, I was focused and determined, I could achieve it just as how anybody else. So I put in the work. I did my research. I upgraded myself. I surrounded myself with people who forced me to dream bigger. I pretty much flooded my mind with resources that forced me to think wider than my current circle. So resources like podcasts, like books, like YouTube videos. I would constantly flood my mind with these things, and it would give me ideas. It would show me opportunities that I could tap into to pretty much pursue financial freedom. I also realized that I was not clear on my why. Why was I going after financial freedom? Why am I building wealth? It's a buzzword that's out there, but if you don't know why you're doing these things, you're just gonna get distracted. You're gonna feel the hype, right, for a moment, or probably a day or two, and then you lose focus and you're gone right back to the thing. So you have to realize your why. So once I got clear on exactly why I am on this path, it all changed for me. It totally revolutionized my life. It made me focus on my spending, focus on investing, focus on giving, focus on serving my clients, changed everything for me. So I would say develop your network, find some resources that can help you, and tap into that mindset that it is possible for you. You can't just count yourself out. Whatever you believe, it will happen. The Bible says there's life and death in the power of the tongue. It also says that as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you're going to think that it cannot happen for you, it won't. Because you have already counted yourself out of the game. But if you realize that, okay, I can do this, I may not know how I'm going to do it, but I can do it, and I'm going to find a way to, it will happen.
All right, so let me sum those up for you again. Change your network. Just completely, because the people you're hanging around right now, they're not helping you go nowhere. So find some new friends, find some new mentors. She didn't say it that way. That's just my words, okay? Find resources that can support your growth. So whether it's YouTube video, podcast, book, anything, shift that mindset. Tell yourself that you deserve wealth. You deserve financial freedom. It's not just for the brown people who live uptown. It's not just for the man who is already rich and his friends. It's also for you. Okay? And tell yourself as of today that you are going to achieve financial freedom. Right? Tell yourself that you are going to achieve financial freedom. The more you speak it, the more it becomes a reality. Charlene, is there any last words you want to tell them before we log off today? Anything?
I would say that person should define what financial freedom means for them. For some persons, it's just being able to pay their bills on time. For somebody else, it's having a fully funded emergency fund. For somebody else, it's being able to change your job and do something that they love. But define exactly what it means for you and go after it. It is possible, right? When you're a stat attendant, mindset really is everything. Yeah. It all starts from here. The minute you tell yourself that you can do it and you will try, it's as if the brain just automatically opens up and starts showing you opportunities right in front of you for you to start tapping into that financial.
Absolutely. If you have any questions for Charlene, we are going to be opening up and taking those right now. So start typing in the chat. I'm watching the chat roll over here on YouTube and Facebook, and also on Instagram. A reminder, I wait for the questions to come in, that on November 29 and November 30, Charlene is going to be one of our expert speakers as we explore the whole concept of just building wealth and financial freedom a little bit more. And she's sharing practical strategies how you can apply those to your life. So go ahead to p3summit.net and register. It's a free virtual event, so you can literally show up in your underwear if you want to and just listen and watch in to the presentation. Make sure this is a part of the resources that Charlene is talking about. This is one of the resources that you can use to level up your finances. So p3summit.net. Any questions, guys? Pop them in the chat. I'm looking. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to be real. They're laughing at me, Charlene, because I said that. You can show up in your underwear. Nobody not gonna see you. It's the computer. Oh my goodness. But it's serious business though. Like, it's real good quality content that is going to be shared at the event. All right, I'm not seeing any questions popping in. If you have any questions, you can find her at Charlene Money Coach on Instagram. So go and follow her and stalk her page there. And we'll see you on Thursday. We'll be back sharing some value about building a business online. Oh, I'm excited about that too. So we're featuring all of the speakers going forward, and they're coming with value. I can't say the word value enough. And Charlene is just one of the many that are going to be sharing all of their wealth of knowledge with you in P3 Summit. Thank you, Charlene, again. Thank you for just sharing this time with them, us, we, everybody. Yes, thank you. I'm still looking for questions, Ruel, behave yourself. The Facebook people are having too much fun. I'm looking for the questions. All right, counting down in 3. Any more questions, guys? 2. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're gonna be logging off for today. Thanks again to Charlene for showing up, and we'll see you guys next time. p3summit.net. Don't forget to register. Toodles.